We're back.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast. We're back in Los Angeles. I'm Moshe Kasher.
I'm Natasha Leggero.
We're a married couple, and we do a podcast where we give advice to people.
Yeah.
But you probably know that already, Tosh.
People should give advice to us, though, because we've been fighting a lot.
No, have we?
It's hard not to.
You critiqued the volume of my sneezes this evening.
Because we have a podcast producer here who's like, wears a mask, but she's half outside. But you do this sneezing thing where you scream sneeze.
What did you call it?
A screeze.
Right. Very Tyra Banks of you.
All of a sudden, you just hear,
well, I mean,
it's like this whole like freeze scream sneezing post-corona. It's not a thing anymore. I know you enjoy sneezing.
I do love to sneeze.
But that's, first of all, weird.
Why? It's such a pleasant feeling.
I guess you're sober, so you got to get your kicks in. I shouldn't knock it.
Yeah, you puff a joint and have a glass of red wine to wind down. I try to look at a bright light or inhale some dust and just give myself a nice squeeze release.
I'm sorry. It sounds hard. But
I'm happy.
You're doing such a good job. We had a mouse, and Moshe's like, he's caught 2 now. He's got a whole system.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to talk about me killing the mice on this podcast.
Oh, are you, because you're a pacifist?
Is that what you would call it?
Or you're like against...
An animal rights activist.
You're an animal rights. I'm a pacifist.
Listen,
I do not care about killing mice and rats.
Rats I am down to kill. Mice I felt really guilty. They're cute little bodies.
No, they're gross, and their piss gets around you, and then you get like a liver infection.
It's hantavirus.
Ugh.
You can get hantavirus.
I don't understand when people don't want to kill a spider or a bug that's in your house.
Well, spiders kill bugs, but mice, I don't know what they do. They just infest.
I honestly want every type of vermin and bug that is in my house, like, killed with an Uzi.
But your way to combat them is to jump on a table and scream?
Well, I'm scared of them.
Yeah. What are you afraid of? That they'll attack your toe? We had a great trip to the north. We were 11 hours north of Los Angeles, breathing in beautiful air, surfing. I was surfing every day
Until the glass fire started.
There was some smoke issues, but then, oh man, it's kind of rough to be back in LA, but it's also kind of nice. It's nice to be back in the city.
What's rough about it for you?
Well, every day I had a mission when I was up north. I had chores to do. I did a lot of manual labor. It felt really good. I felt like a real man. But I'm back to my pansy ways. All I did today was listen to podcasts, drink artisan coffee, and think about vaping.
You think you would have had a better day if you tried to incorrectly lay carpet up some steps?
You know what was really messed up was we were staying with another family, some old friends of mine, and Natasha just kept extolling my friend Jeremy for how good he was at doing the labor. She's like, Jeremy, you can do anything. Oh, Jeremy, you're an artisan. Oh,
Wait,
Jeremy,
hold on, though.
you're a man's man.
Hold on,
oh, fuck me, Jeremy. You said that in your sleep. I don't know if you know that.
Honestly, I was pretty impressed with his level of carpentry and just basic skill.
But not mine.
Well,
There's
that's not your thing, honey.
A lot of roasting of my skill set and a lot of praising Jeremy for his.
Would you say that your carpentry is something that you're really proud of, or is it more of your comedy writing and your genius stand-up?
I don't know. I've put down some pretty good wood, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I do!
Wait, Moshe, I didn't think that you would take that personally. Jeremy's not like an amazing comedy writer.
No, he's not an amazing comedy writer.
Or stand-up comedian.
No, he isn't a great stand-up comedian either.
But
he's a man.
Cut down a redwood tree.
I could cut down a redwood tree. First of all, he never has cut down a redwood tree.
How did he make the shower?
Those were sticks, honey. What do you think? You fell a tree to make an outdoor shower?
Well, he just seemed to figure it all out.
I will say this was a funny facet of our trip up north. I mean, here's the list of things I did while I was up there. I stained a deck. I put down 150 feet of rope light. I demolded, caulked, and painted and waterproofed a shower. I laid carpet on a set of spiral stairs that I will admit it was, if an actual carpet person saw it, they would be upset and offended. What else did I do? Oh, I scoured an Airstream that had not been washed in a few years. I set up a composting toilet in that Airstream. These are the list of things I did. Here's a list of things that Jeremy
Oh my God.
and his. Oh no, I'm not making the point you think I'm making. The list of things that Jeremy and his wife did. They built an outdoor shower. They collected driftwood and created a really beautiful situation. They tilled a garden. They put a composting unit into that garden.
Compost.
An outdoor composting unit into that garden. He also put in the composting toilet. They got 350 pounds of gravel rock and laid it into a trail on our property.
They made us coffee. He made me coffee every morning.
All right.
And he made me warm milk every night. And all the kids.
Did he make love to you? Be honest. Be honest.
Maybe we should go back there. They were like taking care of us. They would like serve everyone warm milk and tea. Me and Moshe would just like wait for our tea.
They were pretty much a super couple.
Yeah. And like, how do you make us all coffee so fast every morning?
Well,
it takes me so long to make you coffee.
Really? You just put it into a thing and press a button. Would you guys like to hear a list of the things Natasha worked on while she was up there? She took a few naps. She had a few Zoom calls. And
I took a lot of outdoor showers.
She had some Chablis.
I took some outdoor showers.
You did. You took some outdoor showers.
And I don't drink Chablis. That's not even that's not what is this, Dynasty? Chablis.
It kind of was Dynasty.
I should start ordering that.
Yeah.
Can I have just one Chablis?
You know why Chablis came to mind? Because it was in a gangster rap song by E40, Top of the Line Wine, Carlos Rossi. And that's how you knew he really didn't know what top of the line wine was.
That's cute.
He said Carlos Rossi. You know what we used to do with Carlos Rossi? You know that was the 4-gallon jug or whatever, 3-gallon jug. We'd get a
Gallo. Rossi?
Yeah, we'd get a jug of the Rhine. Right? Mm-hmm. And he didn't like Chablis, E40. Basically, the way that I drank when I drank was if you gangster rapped about it, I was sipping on it. So I drank gin and juice. I drank St. Ides. I drank top of the line wine, top of the line Rhine, Carlos Rossi.
Rhine wine?
Rhine was the name of the flavor. And the hook on that song was a plaintive scream to the heavens. They brought us back Chablis. He was very upset that they brought Chablis. So he was on your team. He didn't like Chablis either.
Do you think that Chardonnay is red wine or white wine, Moshe?
Chardonnay. Is that red wine?
No.
Damn.
What do you think Pinot Noir is?
I know what that is.
What?
That's black penis. No, that's my friend Brent Weinbach's joke. I must admit. Pinot Noir is red wine.
Very good.
Yeah.
What about Cabernet?
Cabernet is a red wine.
Very good.
Anything else?
Pinot Grigio?
Well, because it still says Pinot, I'm going to guess red.
That's wrong again.
Oh.
So it looks like you need to study.
Why? I don't drink. For what? I know what Rhine is. Anyway, we would get a bottle of the top of the line Rhine, Carlos Rossi, and we would drink it. And we were very proud of ourselves because there was a way you could hook your finger in and put it in the crook of your elbow and drink it like this. And then if we had any left over, we would find a creek, and we would hide it in the creek so that when we went back the next night, it would be cold.
That is so sad.
It was fun.
I hope that doesn't happen to my child.
Okay, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah.
What is...
But I do like that your knowledge of wine is stopped in like 7th grade.
Can I ask you a few questions since I didn't know that much about wine? What is Lifeline's ultimate?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Okay.
Is it a kind of condom?
What is Gibraltar's passive power?
Is that like a Swisher Sweet?
Oh, Natasha.
Gibraltar. Gibraltar's what?
Passive power.
I don't know.
Okay. What is your favorite light machine gun in Apex Legends? You like the R301?
Yeah.
That is actually a good gun.
Honey, I don't think Apex Legends is cool.
I don't think wine is cool.
I don't think
I
it is
think
either.
drinking is for losers. Stay in school.
I just think it's cute that you never know if red wine is what it's called.
Why would I know? I don't drink it.
I know. I just think it's
Should
cute.
I start drinking?
No.
Is that what you're saying, kind of?
Absolutely not.
All right, I'll start drinking.
No, just keep sneezing.
Okay, well, we've been furiously texting back and forth because we have a special drop-in guest. Weren't planning on doing this, but our old friend Chelsea Peretti is here to join us for one call and a chit-chat.
Is this your media room?
Can she hear us?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you want to do this?
I have to be honest. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
When I was waiting for you guys to accept, it had a red button that said leave. And it looked like a popsicle on a hot day. You know?
Wait, Chelsea. What? I thought you were going to be in the shower.
Well, I know I hate to disappoint, but the entire air conditioning system in my home broke. So all the doors are open and everyone's asleep. So I can't be in that proximity.
Okay.
Do you have a person that you know to call?
Just generally.
No, I mean to get your air fixed. I mean, I'm saying I have someone who, if you need help.
Natasha wanted to let you know on our podcast that she's got a good AC guy if you need one.
I think someone's coming tomorrow to look at it. So it's just really, well, first of all, I reached out to you guys because it was very important to me to hear how you're adjusting to your return to the city.
It's been intense,
How's
Chelsea.
it going?
I mean, this is the first Zoom we've done since we've been back in civilization, and
It must be just such a warm welcome to be back on Zoom.
yeah, well, it's great. That's why we're so glad you didn't press that leave button. Really,
I gotta say, I thought I was gonna miss the country, but I'm like, oh, my house is nice. That was kind of annoying.
Yeah. Well, I followed closely to I followed your entire
Journey.
what?
journey. You could call it a journey. We think.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So anyway, I was really inspired by it. I thought it was very it looked like a 70s movie, and all of you out there just living off the earth. Moshe, I mean, you built that whole shower for 2 weeks.
No, actually,
Jeremy did it.
yeah, Natasha's new crush, Jeremy, who you actually know, is the one that really did the bulk of the building.
But we're married. Chelsea and I, we're married to these brilliant artists who aren't handymen. These aren't men that you can
That's
just
right.
be like.
Listen, I'm right there with you. One of the most appealing things a guy can do is just know how to do anything other than entertainment.
He's like, you're always talking about Jeremy. And I'm just like.
She was, though, Chelsea. She would be like, Jeremy is so good at. He is so. I'd be working.
He's so good with his hands.
I'd be hammering something, and she'd be like, "You know who's good at hammering? Is that Jeremy?"
Well, I just.
Did you ever catch her watching him as he sipped water in the hot mountain air?
It was not sexual at all. It was just
I know it
he
wasn't.
just seemed to
No, but
know
that's-
how to do everything.
Yeah, that's what you've got to say. That's what you've got to say.
There's no knowing
What can you say? It was extremely sexual for me to watch a man who knew how to use his hands and use his body to build an actual shower for me to get naked in.
And lather up.
Um,
She was looking at our marriage, looking for that red leave sign.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what, Moshe? To your credit, you were on top of things. It looked like on Instagram, you were on top of cars, and you seem to just do a lot of being on top of a car.
I was on top of
He
a
got
trailer.
a fever. He got like the fever to like try to be a man or be a man. Like not try to be
Careful.
a man. No.
Careful.
I mean, try to be like
girl.
a.
Don't use the fever word. Don't use the F word, fever. In pandemic times, that's a major. I almost had to hit the leave button on just that. That's a trigger.
No, I'm saying the burly, manly man. Like, yeah, I think of you more of like a brilliant comedian.
Like an effete kind of fop.
No, but like, for example, Chelsea, he was trying to like, he tore off all the carpet on the steps and then bought a thing of carpet and then took a razor blade and tried to
Who did this, Jeremy?
Moshe.
The guy?
Moshe. No, Moshe did it. And Moshe was like hammering little pieces together. Like the pieces weren't the right shape. And then he's like, it's very piecemeal. And then Jeremy, he asked him to help him.
But whereas Jeremy,
was perfect.
Yeah, Jeremy does it. Every piece is the right shape.
Oh my God. This is unreal. I mean, this is just cruel.
Yeah, that sounds like Jeremy, you know?
Chelsea, you're my dear old friend.
Jeremy's,
I would think you would back me up.
Yes.
Moshe.
I am.
I would rather be married to you.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Did you have any? Go ahead, Chelsea.
It did look to me, Moshe, from the photo propaganda that you were being woodsy and manly.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you. Yeah. That is very supportive of you. I was not on a car. I was on a trailer, and I was blowing the leaves.
Wouldn't that be a type of car?
No, it's like an Airstream. I was on top of an Airstream.
A vehicle.
Not a vehicle, Chelsea. No.
Why isn't that a vehicle?
There's no motor. There's no engine.
Is it pulled by something?
Do you know what a vehicle is? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Well, why don't we don't want to keep her for too long.
Okay.
Let's take a call and then let her go. Okay,
Chelsea, you done to take a call? Any other questions about our trip to the woods? That's a nice face. Wait, are you frozen like that?
No, she's pretending.
No, I don't think. Oh,
I do love that.
Is that one of your go-to Zoom bits?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Wait, Chelsea, do you Zoom a lot? I feel like I don't. Are you like Zooming with people every day, like fun comedy stuff?
She's in a bit right now.
I have to for work. I'm a famous actress.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway,
wait, for real? Don't you have a movie coming out that we should talk about?
Friendsgiving.
Yeah, Friendsgiving.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
Yeah, Chelsea's in a movie, Friendsgiving. It's going to be awesome. You should stream that bad boy. And yeah, Chelsea, do you want to take a call?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. We're going to call Mary in St. Louis.
Mary.
And we're gonna get to see her.
Mary.
Okay.
Which always adds delight.
True.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, is it harder?
It's a little harder, but it's more intimate for sure. Oh, there she is, Mary. Mary.
Oh, so you got ready.
Oh, Mary got a bit of a goth situation kicking with old Mary here in St. Louis.
I was putting on makeup and I was like, I'm gonna get roasted for this. So.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm sure there's a lot to cry about living in St. Louis, so I get where you're coming from.
Many things.
Wait, let's take a look at that wallpaper though. That's pretty.
I like it.
I like
cool.
that. It's very retro.
Thank you.
But let's talk about the eyeshadow. No, I'm kidding. What is that, like Euphoria inspired, or what's going on?
I cry a lot, so I just try and make sure people know.
Your hair also looks like freshly brushed, which is nice.
It's not.
Yeah, you look cute.
You do
I'm
look
in my
cute.
pajamas.
You look cute. You look sad, but cute, and I think that's the look you're going
cute.
for. Yeah. Now, I heard of something about you. Is it true that you wear black on the outside because black is how you feel on the inside?
Yes.
Is that true? Okay, great.
Do you know what that reference is, Mary?
No.
Oh, neither does Chelsea.
It's a
really.
Smith song.
The seagull? Chekhov. You know, she really does say that. That one character, she's like, "Why do you wear black all the time?" She's like, "I'm in mourning for my life."
That's right. That's right. Maybe that's where Morrissey got it from.
Mary, do you
Probably.
know who Morrissey is?
Yes.
All right, great. Okay, now we have some common ground with which to give you advice.
Mary, did you know that behind every Morrissey is a Chekhov? Mary, did you know that? Mary, did you know? Do you like that song? Mary, did you know? That's a real song.
So Mary, what's going on with you? Why did you call us?
Okay, so fun story. I was talking to this guy who was absolutely nuts, and he was like, we should have an orgy with all my friends. And I was like, sure. Why not? It's a Tuesday night. So, I
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this during the pandemic? During the quarantine?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah, where were we at with COVID?
Yeah.
Are you seriously? You wore
It
masks?
was kind of in the beginning, yes.
Wait, really?
Because it wasn't like we
This
just
is
all
like-
showed it.
This is like when people use the word COVID safe, they're like, it's gonna be a COVID safe set. You know, like they try to get you to do a job. They're like, it's a COVID safe set. And it's like, what does that even mean? There's no such thing. And then she's like, yeah, we wore masks at the beginning of the orgy. So it was a COVID safe orgy initially.
So Mary, we are a pretty COVID safe orgy space. We are going to be masked at the beginning, at least. Wait, you were all wearing masks?
Yeah.
Were they like those kind of goth gas masks that you wear to raves, or were they N95 masks?
I actually have like a plague doctor 1920s mask that I wear sometimes.
Of course you do. Of course, I know that, obviously. Okay, so you went in for an orgy, and then what? How was it? How many people?
There were 5 guys and 2 girls.
Wow. Don't like those numbers.
It was.
I'm gonna need you to turn up the lady ratio a little bit.
It's not my fault. I didn't plan it.
Oh, you know that Five Guys uses peanut oil on their French fries.
Oh, do you think it was the 5 guys from 5 Guys Burgers that she fucked?
Oh, I thought it was the original Five Guys from Five Guys Burgers.
So okay, so tell us about it. Like, was it fun? Did you like it?
It was pleasant. It was in a studio apartment, which was interesting, and the person there didn't really have a bed.
What was interesting about the studio apartment?
It was a lot of people in a very small space. When I showed up,
Please don't talk down to me.
I,
Okay, Mary, I'm trying to be appreciative of your circumstance that led you to an orgy in a pandemic. Okay.
I tried. There was also
She's like, studios are small. That
y'all got more money than anyone, so I don't know if you understand the studio apartment.
not more money than Bill Gates.
Yeah, that's true.
Phenomenal.
Chelsea just got more money than Bill Gates this week. We're all kind of stoked for her. Okay, so you guys, so it was pleasant. How did it end?
I hope it ended like that, because otherwise, what a waste.
I don't know. I don't want to talk down to anybody, but I don't know if you've ever attended an orgy, but after it's finished, it's like, do we all sit here and watch a movie, or do we just leave one at a time?
I'm
So
guessing you leave.
we did watch Silence of the Lambs.
What? Whose idea was that? In a studio apartment after you all fucked, you watched Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
You
Moshe,
guys...
you sound old.
No,
I feel old. I feel old. I'm sitting here like, well, can you walk us through? This couldn't have been your first orgy. You don't go to a 7-person orgy as your first one out of the gate.
Well, how big does it have to be an orgy?
It has to be over 4.
It has to be 4.
A 4 would be a 4-way. I think once you've surpassed 5.
So 5 and up.
Yes.
We're in orgy land. Okay.
So,
how did it start?
you know, that was kind of weird because, I don't know, you see movies and it's like everyone's going at it, but it was like 17, not teenagers, but early 20-year-olds just being like, so how was everyone's day at work?
That's how they kick things off?
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, Chelsea, I was saying, like, we have 20-year-olds living next door to us, and when they have parties all the time, and whenever they have parties, they're like, woo! And they just haven't figured out how to, like, have fun yet, or they just are still figuring it out. What?
When I hear woo, all I'm thinking is 30 feet of aerosols. That's all I'm thinking. But obviously we're in different places because a studio apartment and 7 people, that's a lot of breathing the same air. Do you have an N95 for your butthole? Or because fecal plumes are supposed to be contagious too. Wasn't there something that said like you can have sex but do it doggy style? Wasn't that like an actual COVID advisory?
Oh, that actually makes some sense.
It does make sense.
It makes sense.
I bet you people are doing that. But
face down, ass up. That's the way we like to avoid COVID-19.
Right, but it also, that's where it's like that booty hole N95 comes into play.
All right, listen, we haven't gotten to your question yet, Mary, and I know that, but you must have known it would take a while.
What is it?
You must have known it would take a while because this is such a verdant field of anal plumes that you presented us with. So, okay.
Okay. So basically, about a month passes, and I've been, just living my life, and turns out I'm pregnant, but I had about 3 guys put what I'd call a birth deposit into me.
What do you call it?
A birth
deposit.
I've got no clue whose it is, so my question is...
Wait, but Mary, honestly, birth deposit, why don't you have a little respect? It's called nut. Okay? Or blasted in me. I mean, just... Okay, so now you have no idea whose it is.
Mm-hmm. So...
Are you planning on having the baby?
Mary, did it grow?
That's we've surpassed just taking a morning after pill, so it's kind of a bigger decision.
I will pay for it for you to have an abortion.
Wait. But do you know what you're going to do? Have you decided?
Kind of. I do some medical treatments where you physically cannot be pregnant, so...
So you are not having the baby?
Yeah, don't make her say it.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I don't want to... Okay, you don't want to say it. Sorry, okay. What's your question?
Throwing a baby into the air.
Okay, got it. You didn't want to say abortion, but you're down to say baby, throw the baby in the air. Okay.
So I'm still dating the guy who set all this stuff up. And I don't know whether I should tell this person.
Now, is he called like a promoter?
So, yeah. So should I tell this person?
Mary, it's a no.
And I've also should I figure out, I couldn't do that unless I had a baby, but figure out who the father was and let them put input into my decision. Or tell everyone.
You can't. There is no decision because you medically can't have the child, right?
Yeah.
So, no.
I mean, physically I can. I just would have to quit doing these treatments.
Oh, got it.
I'm a little concerned. Like, what was the plan for the birth control for the orgy? Did you guys talk about that?
You seem like a pretty fastidious planner, Mary. What were some of your...
I mean, is that common to just kind of free?
Well, me and the person, I'm now going to refer to him as the promoter. The promoter was, because this wasn't the first time we've had sex. We were talking about, he was like, you better not get pregnant. He Silence of the Lambs and Pet Cemetery too much. I'm too scared to have that person's baby. But He was like, you can't get pregnant. So I'm on birth control, but I wasn't taking it very religiously. So.
Can I make a
That's
suggestion?
so funny. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I would suggest just during orgies, you use condoms.
Well, what's the fun in that?
What? I mean, there's so much fun in that.
That's
Just
true.
use condoms only during orgies. And listen, I'm not telling you during one-on-ones.
Okay.
Hey, let the baby deposit blast away. But maybe it'd be a good idea, just on a safety level, condoms during orgies, I think, is a really good policy.
Yeah, probably.
Well, what I think is that if you're not really that serious about this guy, you should not tell him. But if this is someone who you think you like are in love with, I don't know, maybe, and there's a future for you down the road, maybe some sort of, I don't know. Maybe I would tell him.
Well, there is no him. No one knows. There could be three men.
Well, just tell. No, because then he's going to be like, what if it's mine?
Chelsea, what do you think?
Well, I just think it's funny that you said you don't take the pill religiously. And I feel like no one really probably does. He's religious. And then I was just trying to think about, well, he loves Pet Cemetery. Maybe he'll love Baby Cemetery. You don't know what he might feel. I think that
by the way,
guys,
the pill religiously joke, Chelsea, that's a straight up ready for old school stand-up comedy. I met a girl, said she doesn't take the pill religiously. Does anyone take the pill religiously?
Chelsea's one of the great comedians.
One of the greats.
It's one of the ones that bombs and then you never use it again. 'Cause it's like you remember that wordplay is like trash and no one likes it. Anyway, listen. The truth of the matter is stand-up is for the birds. No, Mary, I really don't get a true sense of your question. For me, this feels more like you just want to share an experience that you have.
No, there's a lot of questions. Like, I was told I could only ask one, but like...
You what?
I was told I could only ask one question.
Oh,
you have more
several.
questions?
Not but just like...
Here's what I do know, Mary, is I do know that you can, if you made a decision that you wanted to involve the person who impregnated you, it is possible to test paternity in utero. I know that. So if you wanted
really?
Yes. I had a friend who was in a situation where he got a person he was sleeping with, and he was using a condom. Mary, condoms are a kind of birth control. He was using a condom, but he for like 1 second wasn't, and she came to him and was like, I'm pregnant. And remember, we had that 1 second. Now, I have been dating someone else for the last year. We never use protection, and he always blasts inside of me. It might be him, but he refuses to pay for the paternity test. So it might be his. It probably is his. But if you want to rule yourself out, you'll have to pay the $1,000 to get this. It's very expensive, Mary, to do it before you have the child. And so this person that I knew was so freaked out that they went ahead and paid for the test to rule themselves out. And of course, he was not the father. And this woman was basically just getting him to pay for it because she knew that he would, so that she could prove to her trifling man that was trying to deny responsibility that it was actually his. So that's how I know. Mary, you could do that, but it's expensive. Someone would have to pay a lot of money to do it.
Well, Mary, okay, so you had this experience. You're not ready to have a kid, it seems like. You probably aren't going to tell these guys this. Like, what's the most pressing question that because you're never going to have three people, comedians, here giving you advice. So, like, what do you want to know? How can we help you? Because we all have to go to bed soon because we're old.
Mostly it's, do I stay with him and tell him about what's going on? Because I feel that would cause him to leave. I don't know if that makes sense.
And you really like him?
Yeah. It's like young people give you such bad options. You're just like, wait, surely there's another option in this. I mean, listen, I spent much of my life around undesirable people, but I still feel like if he's that flighty, then you're not really with him anyway.
It's just like partially I feel guilty if I don't tell him what's going on, just in case, like, if I know there's not going to be this miraculous, like, oh, maybe I could be supportive, because we've been together for like a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Wait, so okay, so part of you wants to have this baby with this orgy promoter.
A little bit.
Do you are the other medical treatments, are they necessary for your health?
Well, they're not. It's for depression and stuff, so it's not like I'm gonna die if I don't do it.
Wow. Mary, I think I don't think any of us are in a moral position to tell you whether or not you should terminate your pregnancy, but I do think that if you're on medication that you need to take for your health, that if you stop taking it, your health would decline, then it's pretty obvious
you become a new mother.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that you should maybe wait a little bit.
I don't know.
No?
Well,
Chelsea?
I feel like you would have to get a doctor's guidance on how to best deal with that, because we don't know the extent of the thing that you're treating. And we don't know if you've been with this guy for a year and a half and there's a part of you that wants to keep the child, then you should explore with your doctor how feasible that is for you.
Yeah.
And then you should talk to him about it if it seems like it's at all feasible and you want to take that chance to see if he's open to it. I mean, would you keep the child if it was just you raising it by yourself?
Potentially. I mean, it would be difficult. But yeah.
Would the child wear the same kind of eyeliner when it got older?
100%.
I mean, a shadow. No, I don't know. I think that, if you're serious, it's a pretty big thing. So you should explore all your options.
Yeah. But it's more like the question being, do I tell this person?
I think that there's I wanted to say, I don't think there's any shame in telling him if you, especially if you know you don't want to have it, because you can just let him know, and then you don't feel like you're keeping this thing, and then one night, you'll end up telling him, and it's going to be weird. It is, if you've been together for a year and a half, it's nice to kind of let people know what you're going through. But at the same time, if he's like, I want to have the baby, but is it mine? I mean, then you open up this whole, obviously crazy can of worms where you start testing it. And so I don't know, maybe you should first really think about what you want. And then which I would urge you to say is to not have the baby.
Well, it's been a while listening to this story, which is fascinating, and I finally have a take. I have an opinion. I think you should tell this person that you're dating that you are pregnant, and you should lay all your cards on the table, because you have two good options if you tell him. One, he'll be incredibly supportive and help you make the decision that's best for you. Or two, he will not be incredibly supportive and will be an asshole, and he will give you the information that you need, which is that you shouldn't be with a person like that.
Yeah, put him to the test.
You shouldn't be sexual.
He roped you into this orgy to begin with.
Yeah, you should not be having unprotected sex with someone that is incapable of supporting you through a pregnancy, regardless of what direction you go in with that pregnancy. So I think you should tell him. I think you should take Chelsea's advice too. Talk to your doctor if you're thinking about having the kid, about how safe it really is. But tell this guy, and know that you might get bad information, which is that you don't belong with this person, he's an asshole. Or you might get good information, which is that you'll be dating a guy that, despite the fact that he moonlights as an orgy promoter, he's actually a very supportive and sweet man that has your best interests at heart. That's what I think.
And Mary, you're so cute, and you're so young.
There'll be more orgies for you.
One can only hope.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I feel like you seem sad now. I know it's a lot to go through.
No, that's literally her eyeliner.
I like it. You look cute.
Thank you. You guys are my idols, so I'm not sad.
Well, if we're really your idols, invite us next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Chelsea,
you know.
any parting thoughts? Parting thoughts?
Chelsea's frozen.
Is that a fake frozen?
Yeah.
Or real? Okay.
Yes, Mary, my parting thought to you is, which of us is your favorite comedian in total honesty?
Which one of us would you prefer to be the father of this child? Me, Natasha, or Chelsea?
Probably. This is so difficult.
She's taking this.
Is this the most difficult decision
like-
you've had to make in the last few months?
Literally, like, town hall discussion is the way I want. I want my child raised with knowledge, but you've also got Gina, just that whole mentality. And then Natasha on the honeymoon special was incredible. Also, when you came to St. Louis, we were doing the Bachelor thing. We had like roses, and I
Burning
won
love.
when we were in St. Louis.
I'm out
We
of the
still have
running
that
here.
rose.
She said hound tall, and then
Oh.
she loves Gina, and then she loves me or something.
You know what?
I'd
Here's the
probably
deal.
say Natasha.
Oh wow. You know what? Have
Just
the
because she
kid.
understands you.
Yeah.
Listen, Mary, we got to go. Have the kid. Natasha, Chelsea, and I will raise it, and you just send it to Hollywood.
And it will be funny.
Yeah, send it via Wayfair. And good luck. Honestly, really,
Be strong.
sincerely,
You can do this.
good luck to you. No shame.
See if that guy is a good guy.
Yeah, and there's no shame in any of this. Shame is a useless emotion. So good luck and vaya con Dios.
You guys are
Okay.
incredible. Thank you.
Good luck, honey.
Bye.
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 Whew.
Do you like that we've added the video element, Moshe?
Well, that was a technical snafu for sure, but
Mary did not know
Mary didn't know.
Did not know what.
She didn't know what to do.
what to do with her baby.
Oh, that was intense. Why not wear a condom at a fucking orgy? It seems like orgy 101. Wear a condom. Well, listen, Chelsea,
Yeah.
you're our first three-peat guest,
She's our only double guest.
and now our first three-peat. And it must be an honor for you.
It is. It's it's like when I would go into all three rooms at the Comedy Store in a night, which is something I used to do like every night. Just kidding.
That sounds like you.
I do have these flashes, though, of how our life used to be. And I'm like, wait, it just doesn't seem real that we can't like go into places and watch.
I know, like, do you just look at old pictures and you're like, we were so physically close? I mean, one of my last big outings was your kid's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. She's coming up on another one. That's how long it's been. Remember when they were like,
She's
it'll
been
be...
talking about that birthday ever since, too.
Remember when they were like, it'll be over June 15th?
I know, they're like, just batten down the hatches for 2 weeks, maybe 4. Because can you imagine?
It'll be fine.
if at the
Meanwhile, I'm
beginning of
spending-
this, they were like, you will lose 2 years of your life. Like, actually, I would have
people would
preferred
have
that because I
lost
would have
it.
left.
I also feel like I spend so much of my free time studying the coronavirus and what's happening because I feel like no one's saying anything that's consistent, and everything's changing so much.
The most consistent person is Donald Trump. He's like,
He has been
that's
on
a
message this
negatory
whole time.
on masks. I will now read to you from Poppleton. This is a book.
That was
like-
cute.
I mean, how did we end this saga with the president getting it? It's like
And
it's beyond,
spreading it
it's
and then like
beyond.
making jokes about it. I mean,
By the way,
it's not ended, Moshe.
by the way, Trump is getting
It's
funnier
crazy.
by the day.
Yeah, maybe that's his plan.
It's like giving him life. It's insane.
I thought Moshe was listening to SNL.
Yeah, she was like, "Is that an impression?" I was like, "No, that's the guy."
One of the things from his rally, I was like, he's like cooking like a stand-up. Like he's heating up.
Absolutely.
No, he goes. He's like, I'm the best president. Maybe that one president,
Abraham Lincoln when he wore the hat. And
when he wore the hat. It's just,
You
He's
guys,
doing
you guys
act
are,
outs?
He was maybe
so
a better
smitten by this.
president.
You're like, I have a tag, Mr. President. If you want a tag, I mean, I don't know if you want.
no, that was.
Do you
That
like
wasn't
getting
the tag.
tagged?
That's what he
I
said.
know. I'm joking that you guys are
said-
offering him
he
tags
said-
like he's
Oh,
at
okay.
Do you like getting tags from other politicians? Because
Chelsea,
Anyway.
I wasn't saying that we wanted to get off the phone with you. I was just saying, you know, I know that you only
No,
had
I
15
mean,
minutes,
yeah, like my
so-
publicist is pulling me now.
Maybe.
it's your son.
Wait.
Your son's like, mommy.
They're like, your
Well,
publicist.
do you want to read us Poppleton?
No, Poppleton is like, have you encountered this with children's books? Like some of them just literally make absolutely no sense. Like, I'm like, how did this get to publication? Like one of the stories is this Poppleton pig thinks he has really dry skin. And then this llama is like, no, you don't have dry skin. Your sweater has lint on it. And I'm just like, how am I reading this to my child? And it's like literally just because he likes the word Poppleton.
I get blown away by the rhyme scheme of some of these rhyming books.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, how is this a published writer? Like, there's so many extra words. I'm like, it's not that difficult to write a rhyme
You
couplet. Like,
said,
what's
how
wrong
is
with
this
these
a
people?
published writer? It's like, it's bringing out your frustration as a writer. You're like competing as like, how is this person published? Honestly.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the author of Poppleton? He got a 4-book deal.
This fucking Poppleton punk is out here.
He's a hack. He's a total hack.
They're probably all written by people who are like slightly artistic, who had a kid, and they're like, they read books to their kid, and they're like, oh, I could write a book, and then they pitch an idea, they get a friend.
I don't know. I just feel like, why not? Like,
Okay,
I feel like you must not have a kid, because I feel like if you have a kid and you wrote a children's book, you would want it to have some kind of message or something, or some cool like story. Like, it's just like when you're a parent and you're reading something that has nothing to latch onto and there's no real lesson in it.
Well, Chelsea, what if the three of us wrote a children's book about our last
Oh my
caller?
God. I mean, do you ever wonder sometimes on my podcast, like even when I do Instagram lives, half the time when I do it with like random people just pick up and they'll be like so young. I'm like, is this even legal for me to riff with you about?
Well, I think what's happening is the youth needs someone to talk to. They don't know what to do. They're they need to talk to us young elders.
I do not envy old Mary and her decision. I mean,
Well, I mean, it was confusing.
Yikes.
It was confusing if she has a decision to be made or not. I mean, I guess her decision is, does she
right.
try to move things to a deeper level with her lover?
Promoter.
Yeah, and that's actually, if she listens to this, that's a really good point, because it's like maybe that's the decision, and it's like if you want to deepen your relationship with him or at least give it a shot, then you should tell him and see how he reacts.
But don't
if
do
you
it.
Don't want to, just have
Don't
it.
like. I think the thing that feels, don't do it as in, what are we going to do about this baby? It seemed in the beginning like she didn't really want or couldn't keep the kid, and then she's like, but should I tell him I'm pregnant? Well, it's like, not in the sense of like there's an urgency, because if it's not viable, then really it's just you're sharing with him how you feel because you want to have a deeper relation. Why am I talking about this? Why have I taken on Mary's issues?
Well, no, because Mary will listen to the podcast, and maybe it's an afterthought of advice that you could, a little morsel you could drop for
Here's
her.
a thought for Mary. Sometimes you think you're pregnant and really you just have a sweater with lint on it.
That's what this book is like. That's really what this book is like. It's like, you think this pig doesn't know the difference between dry skin and lint? I'm just so irritated. She literally brings him a lint roller, and then he's like, great.
Well,
I'm just like, this is you're wasting my brain space, and my child is, a sponge. Let's give him something.
Let's give him something to
interesting.
talk about. Chelsea,
Yeah,
we miss you as always.
I know.
Let's sometime spend time together 10 to 12 feet apart from each other.
Make it 30.
Sounds good.
30. We'll go for a
30.
30-foot
I'm
walk.
always down for a 30.
Go for a
If you
30-foot walk.
sneeze, the thing is like, people really aren't taking into account the sneezing or shouting.
Oh my God, Moshe sneezes.
I
Chelsea,
do both.
You should
I do both in
definitely
one.
tell him. to not sneeze when he's around you. He does this free sneeze like, Achoo! Like just insanity.
No, that's straight up. That's
Sorry,
a
Laura.
mask thing. Like if you have allergies or you're prone to sneezing, those aerosols go 30 feet.
Oh, so I guess here's the thing, because you've read up on this a lot. Like the you just could get sneezed on and it's over in public.
And in my case, they go 60 feet.
That's the fear, is that you'll be out.
No, it's not if you get sneezed on, it's over. It's, if you get sneezed on and someone has COVID,
no, that's what I mean.
Those aerosols.
Yeah. Like, so just even walking by someone outside, if they happen to get one of those like itchy, crazy sneezes and they're infected and it gets on you, you get COVID.
This is why they say, like, don't have your mask hanging off one ear, because sometimes you can't get it on fast enough if you have to sneeze or if you shout, hey, that's my car. Whatever you have to do. But I feel the same way about people who walk their dogs off leash. It's like, you think that, I don't know, this has always been an unpopular opinion because everyone walks their dogs off leash, but like, if a car backfired and it scared your dog, they could be off like a shot and, like running into the street, and you're just not used to, well, whatever. I won't do this. I can tell Moshe's judging.
I'm not judging you.
No, we agree.
Chelsea, I'm not judging you. I'm bored.
People come up to us all the time when we're walking the reservoir with our really bad dog, with an off-leash dog, and they're like, oh, don't worry, he's nice. And it's like, well, our dog bites our dog.
Right. That's what's funny to me. They go, he's nice. I'm like, he's not. And your dogs are coming.
I know.
It's not a well thought out decision.
Like, I don't care if your dog is nice. I actually have no interest in meeting your dog right now. Like, your dog has come up to me and is in my space, or literally this woman, I was on the beach and this woman let her small dog run up to my child and start licking his face. And when I was like, get, she's looking at me like I'm a monster, but it's like, actually, I don't want your dog's tongue in my child's mouth. Is that cool? Is that cool with you? Is that an okay boundary to have?
Oh, man. There are so many ways to be annoying in this world. That's for sure.
All right. Well, Chelsea, I think you had good advice. I think that what you were saying before you got cut off is just that she shouldn't use it as something to try to get closer.
A hook to get back to the man. Yeah.
Right. Like if she doesn't want to have the kid, or she can't have the kid, I feel like she should come to her truth first.
Yes.
I'm with you on that.
And as much as she can. That's why I was saying, like, talk to her doctor, think on it, pray on it. And then if she feels like she's 50-50 and she needs his input or something, cool. I mean, she said she would raise the child alone. I mean, at that point, like, I don't know, what are you doing? She said she'd raise the child alone, but she also said she's doing medical treatments that I'm just very confused. I think probably she is too.
Well, it's a taboo to tell a person don't have the kid, but there was definitely a lot of signals pointing in the maybe not direction. Orgy, medication, 3 men, refuse to wear a condom. COVID. Oh my God.
Like a COVID orgy. I'm just like, it's just crazy when you think, like, I've been living like an absolute recluse, and like then people are out there having orgies. I'm like, wow, it's so mind blowing.
Did you see that footage of the gay pride weekend in Atlanta? It was in this gay club, and it was like straight up bedlam, like packed to the gills. 2,000 revelers, just like nary a mask to be found, just like dancing the pumping techno. It's like, oh, people are just out here doing that.
Well, it's like weird driving around too in LA, and it's like half the businesses are completely shuttered, and then half of them you're like, wait, everyone's just packed together outside. Like, it's like there's just no consistency.
I mean, I think there's going to be a social revolution, but it's just not now. It's just like people want to have it now, so they're
you
like,
think there's gonna be like an emancipation celebration at some point
when we get the vaccine? Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like a whole new era. But
I don't know though, but it'll be like 2 years of having avoided everyone. And I don't know if you noticed this, but like sometimes, like, or especially like maybe when we're like 4 months in, I hadn't seen anyone. And then it's like you slowly start seeing people and you're like, oh, right, you're annoying. You know what I mean? Like you'd see.
Have you noticed that? That's a funny question. Have you noticed when you reconnect with your dear friends, you realize that they're incredibly irritating?
No, but a revolution in the sense of like big events. Like it seems fun to go dancing or like, like I keep thinking of like reliving the 90s. Like, I want to be in the East Village.
But, I feel like it's not going to be like such a crisp thing where it's like now we can all go dancing. So I think people are going to be like still divided in that some people are like, I was already like, fuck it. And now even more so. And then the people who are cautious are going to be like, I'm going to wait and see if the vaccine is working. Or
I'm talking about 4 years
right.
down when everyone's
vaccinated.
Saying
there's not going to be a moment where we go freedom. And so that celebration can't take place.
I hate to say this, but I think we're going to have our hands full with climate change.
This has been a fun chat,
Listen, I had passed out in the 82-degree heat of my home with the AC broken. And it's just a harbinger of things to come.
Thank you for getting up for us. We love you.
Well, thank you, Poppington and Poppleton. And welcome back to the city. And let me know if you need any help getting oriented.
That for sure. Chelsea Peretti, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Always glamorous. Thank you, Chelsea. Always hilarious.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Leave.
Press that button. She's so funny. She's so great. Tosh, that whole orgy story
got you kind of horny.
It just
made you rethink that three-way. You're always pushing.
No. It made me realize one thing.
What?
I'm serious.
What?
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
That's sweet.
Did you get that by any chance? Dude, that was Siri thinking I was saying I love you to her.